Okay, let's kick this off. So, online entrepreneurship. Tonight, we said that tonight's call is going to be a little bit different to what we've done before. So, for those of you who've been on before, you're going to hear us talk in slightly different way, more about the how to, but also before we do that, we're going to talk about what is possible. And it's really important that we cover this first slide first because we're going to be talking about money and what is possible. And it's really important that we do our disclaimer because everybody comes into this business with something different. Just like when we're talking about the product, everybody comes with a different body, so therefore their results are different. Same as with the business, depending on how much experience, what sort of network, how committed you are, how hard you want to work, how many people you want to talk to, it all changes. So it's really important that we cover that off right up front and remind you of that. So I'll tell you a couple of different things about my story here. I actually will have soon, at the beginning of next year, will have been in the direct selling industry for 45 years. I know that because my daughter is about to turn 45 and she was 6 months old when I started. And so I do believe that I have a very wide coverage of what this industry is all about. And I have loved the fact that I've worked through both working in corporate, working and running my own business, and doing recruitment for the industry as well. So with that, I've seen a lot of companies and Isogenics, when I chose to work with Isogenics on a full-time basis and really build a business, it was because of some of the things we're going to talk about tonight. So I'm not going to say them right now, but I'm just going to say that it ticked every single box for me. And that was really important. And so now I'm here traveling in our motorhome, and we're going to be away from our home for 15 weeks. And during that time, I will still be able to work with my team and also get paid. So how cool is that? And people say to me, I really would love your life. And I go, well, it's possible. So I'm sharing this with amazing Belinda and Rachel tonight. So I'm going to pass on to them to share their stories.
Thanks.
Rachel first.
Thank you. Thank you, Heather. So I have also been in network marketing for a little while. However, and a bit like you, Heather, I also went into corporate for a while too. But honestly, there is nothing like having your own network marketing business. And there's pros and cons to everything, but over the scale of the last kind of 30 years for me, by far the pros are having your own business. And basically that's what this is. Even though you're only doing a small portion of the business, the rest is all done for you. You still have the freedom to work when you want to work. You do have to work, but you can choose your hours. And honestly, it is so empowering when you can choose your income according to the effort that you put into something. And not only that, the products, particularly in this industry that I'm in, I mean, I've looked at a whole bunch of other products and been in other companies as well. But when you find a product that is the best of the best and does exactly what it does every single time, and you can align with that integrity, there is just no stopping you. It is an incredible business. So, I'm really excited that we can share this with you because I think people think it's difficult, but it absolutely isn't. It's simple, it's one step at a time. And honestly, anybody can do it. You don't have to be special. You just have to stick with it and be consistent and day in, day out, do the activities and deal with the ups and downs and pick yourself up and dust yourself off and just keep going. The only way you fail at this business is if you quit or you stop or you're not consistent. So
I
that's
love that. Absolutely. The
not
only way you
really.
ever fail is to stop.
100%, yeah. It's so my mission is to help others, other women that are struggling with full-time work hours, and men as well, and people that are also struggling with their health. So with this company, you can have it all. You honestly can if you are persistent and consistent.
Mm, I love it. Belinda.
Thanks, thanks, Rach. So, myself, I am based in Perth. I've been in the network marketing industry for 10 years. And previous to that, I was in the recruitment industry. And I actually fell into network marketing by sharing some products. And with the company that I was with, I was feeling really inauthentic, not aligned. I was a top leader with that company, and I was ready to make a move. And sometimes you probably outgrow, you have higher standards and you outgrow your environment. So I think really that's what happened to me. I looked around and I found Isogenics. I flew over to Sydney to meet with corporate, and I couldn't believe. I actually joined for the compensation plan. I couldn't believe that the volume never flushed, that you're paid on levels deep and paid every week on a Monday. I used to have to be paid monthly, and I used to have to pay for back office fees and all these things. Like everything ticked the box with Isogenics. And then the products came in with a scientific background, evidence-based clinical studies, and the products actually worked, and they tasted amazing, and they had everything from, from people that were 18 or 19 right up to 90, energy, performance based, weight loss management, beauty, like everything, gut health, everything. I just couldn't believe it. And so I came back to Perth and really got to work. And I've had the best career. I've absolutely loved what I've been doing. And yeah, lots of trips. And I've created the lifestyle that I've really wanted around my family, my fitness, my nutrition, and it's given me, yeah, something truly that I'm passionate about, but also to help other women create the same lifestyle and income that they're looking for. So what we'd actually love is for you to pop in the chat. We love the chat box to obviously get some interaction and really get to know you. Is what brought you here today? Are you curious about how you can monetize your network? Are you curious about traveling more, creating that life freedom? Be your own boss. I know lots of people hate where they work, or you just want to share the products and get paid for it and have a bit of splurge money and some fun. So, any comments in there, Heather?
Not
Um,
yet. And I just want to add to that. Like, it really is whatever you want to create. Dream big. Sometimes we get our dreams dulled by just conforming to the norm. Like, just go for it because if you're very content in the home you live in, but if you really dream big, you'd like one twice as big, then put that down there. So, yeah, we've got getting your products paid for. That's plus lifestyle freedom and helping others. I want to quit all of them, everything except for this. I love that.
Lifestyle makeover.
I want to earn a few dollars. Okay, so we've got lots. I'm just letting someone else in. So I would just recommend you dream big, and as you listen to what we're going to be talking about, then remember to do that.
yeah.
Um, so Rach, do you want to just cover this one off?
Yeah, look, and what's really exciting about our company that we're with is that we get paid quite a few different ways, which means if you have a strength that's more in team building rather than enrolling new people, you can focus on that way of getting paid more than the enrolling part of getting paid. Or if you like enrolling, and you like referring people and selling, you can focus more on that side. But the beauty of it is there is lots of different ways you earn money, and the money up front is really generous. In fact, all the way along, there's tiers that you can reach to earn extra cash. And the first step, really, and I know Heather's going to go into more of this soon, is retail profits, and that is referring other people, and you get 20% of the profit on the in the cost of the pack. You get that in cash in your bank account. As well as that, there's introductory bonuses for different products. There's executive bonuses once you reach the executive level tier. There's team builder bonuses if you enroll 2 people for the month. There's vouchers, there's rank advancement bonuses as well, and incentives and promotion. Honestly, it's every single month there is some way that you can earn money in this company. It is phenomenal.
Absolutely, 100%. And that is something we really want to reinforce tonight. So if there's one thing you write down, if you're taking a few notes, write down multiple channels of income, because that is what this gives you, different ways. Okay, so let's just use this as an example. If you introduce someone on a 30-day reset pack, which we know is one of the ones that gets the best absolute results, then you earn $87 in commission when you introduce that person. Then if you introduce a second person, you're going to earn that again. But also for that very first time of becoming a consultant, you earn another $50. And all this is in cash. That means it's money that goes into your bank account. You can spend on whatever you want. In addition to that, you get a $95 product voucher. And so you are now consultant, but then you can do the same. You can help other people do exactly the same, because if you earned that extra cash, why wouldn't you want to help other people do it? And if you help 2 people do it, and you do that within 2 months of becoming what we call an associate, which it means that you have the opening to earn all of this, then you actually earn $250. That's for becoming a crystal manager. But as you can see right here and right now, we are boosting that. So Rachel's team, and that's one reason why I'm going to be asking Rachel and Belinda questions in a minute. She has had 4 crystal managers go out through her business within the last couple of months. And right now, when someone becomes crystal manager, instead of them getting $250, and this is US, so you get paid a bit more as well, you get $500. And not only that, the person who has introduced that person and has helped them go crystal manager gets $252. So basically, Isogenics is paying out $750 for that one person going crystal manager. And so let's just have a look at this here. With that extra bonus, that means that it's $924. So if you got your working boots on and got going really quickly and introduced a couple of people who introduced a couple of people, you go crystal manager. And this is without any of the other things we're going to talk about in a second, cycles and all of that. You earn just under $1,000. So how cool is that? It's just, I think, absolutely what we should all be working towards, helping others go crystal manager. So let's just summarize that. So you have a new customer, you earn 20% commission. Every new consultant you create, you get $100 for creating a consultant. That's your pay for helping them go consultant. So it's a total of $1,000 there to get 10. You've got your crystal manager bonus, which is doubled. And then there's 2 more bonuses. One is director, which is when you have 6 consultants, and the other is executive when you have 10. So if someone was starting now to build this, then they could earn over $5,000. And this is just in bonuses, guys. It's not even the core cycle bit. This is bonuses. So maybe you can pop in the chat what you spend $5,000. So I walk in, knock on your door right now and give you $5,000 cash. What are you going to spend it on? I'd love to see who puts something in there, because you know what? If you can't dream, then your bottom line is you may not get it. So if you know exactly what you're going to spend that $5,000 on, a holiday or whatever it is. So, a holiday, there you are. Pay off my cruise and the rest of my car. Love that. Okay. So, a new phone, another holiday jewelry. Oh, I like that. Okay. So this one, if we just go back to the big picture, what that's it. I just really wanted to spend a few minutes on this, because this is what I call this you can't sleep at night slide. So we've just headed off in Winnebago for 15 weeks, as I said earlier on. We got paid on Monday as we left Sydney. And we earned in every one of these categories. So product vouchers were paid out this week. Team builder bonus was paid out this week for last month. Consultant development bonuses, rank advancement bonuses, 20% commission, and cycles. And the key thing with cycles is that every time, and you have your points are accrued to every product that we have, and this is unlimited depth. So every single time you have 300 points on one side of your business and 600 on the other, there's this cha-ching sign, and you are able to get a $60 cycle. Now you might think, oh, $60, what's that? There might be people on here thinking $60. Well, I could do something else to earn $60. But what if that was 10 cycles? That's $600. What if that was 100 cycles? That's $6,000. And this happens on a weekly basis. So you've got your system, which pays you your cycles. Then you've got all those extra bonuses that are adding up there. And so if we take,
a lot of people on this call, Heather, have met Irene Miller recently and love her. So let me tell you how many cycles she would do, has maxed out in a week, is 250 cycles, which is $15,000 cash in a week. Absolutely. I'm just going to leave that there.
Yeah. Absolutely. And if you think of one of these people here, so I wish I could color them in, but I'm looking at this little person here where my arrow is going round. This little person here, they happen to just go nuts. And, they happen to find a few people who then share and are getting great results. And then they share and they share and they share. You can have one side of your business that just goes crazy. And what that means is then you can focus on the other side and be constantly putting people there to max out the 600 points that just keep on ticking through on the other side. So this is one of the best compensation plans. And I tell you what, I have gone through with a fine-tooth comb a lot of compensation plans. And, the key thing is there is no limit. So there's no bottom line. Doesn't become less the deeper it gets. So if this person up at the top I introduced, they introduce a couple of people, I get the same points if this person here introduces a couple of people. So it makes no difference to the depth. And the other thing is, and Belinda, I know, feels incredibly passionate about this, is at the end of every week or every month, your points aren't all flushed out. All you have to do is stay active every single month, and that volume will stay there for you.
Can I just say one thing?
You can tell we're the money girls.
Yeah. Can I just also say that a lot of people think I've got to enroll all these people on that screen. No, you don't, because probably about 80 or maybe 70% of the people that you can see on the screen have been enrolled by someone above you. So that is something that a lot of people don't realize. You're part of a bigger team. So you don't have to enroll every single one of those people. Other people in your team can. So you'll look down at your line and go, I have no idea who these 10 people on my left-hand side of my business are because I didn't enroll them, because you've got the benefit of being part of a greater team. Now, a lot of this probably makes zero sense, but you don't need to worry about it because it all happens automatically.
Absolutely. And all you need to know is there is not just one way that you earn in this business. And so the universe looks after you. So, if your cycles are down a little bit one week, then woo, the team builder bonus kicks in. Or you've introduced 4 or 5 people yourself, so you get a really healthy 20% commission. It all adds up. And this is the thing that I don't think we talk about enough, is the huge potential in here if you are just consistent. You've already heard these guys use the word consistent 3, 4, 5 times from when they told their story right through. It is just consistently getting out there and talking to people both about the business and also about the product. So we're going to stop sharing screen in a minute, but before we do, Belinda, you believe in these three things, because the next thing I want to do is I want to find out from these three. It's all very well about talking about all this money you could earn, but how do you fricking do it? What do you do? So Belinda, start with this and we'll share these and then we'll unshare the screen.
Yeah, definitely. And can I get a 1 in the chat if you have watched last week's boot camp? Because you'll have a strong understanding on what I'm going to be speaking about right now. It is based on results, sharing your results, your own results, your customers' results, your team results, and that is in the products that they're using and also the business. Now, why do we do that? It is so that you have posture. People will then be reaching out to you going, oh my God, like, Sarah, you are getting the best results coaching these people. I'm definitely coming to you. The next thing is results is value. The more value you can give to your network, the better the relationship you're going to have with them. It's building a lot of connection. So you're giving instead of wanting to take. And lifestyle, share your lifestyle, because people want to get to know you, trust you, that you're authentic. It's just share, because people want to see food, travel, fun, family, success, everything. They want to see it all and really get to know you. So I'm going to stop share now. And Heather.
Yeah, so I am going to ask you, seeing as you're on the screen at the moment, Belle. So if someone was starting from scratch today with no audience, because I know that's how you began, what would you tell them to focus on first?
So if you look at my profile now, you'll see I have 6,500 Facebook friends, followers. I started with 242 friends. My advice is stop worrying about followers and start focusing on connection, but you do need to grow your network and you need to show up consistently. Share your real life, start conversations, become something that you're known for. So that's the results. Your lifestyle for connection. You don't need thousands of followers, but you need people watching silently and watching you get those results. But you have to grow your network. You've got to think about, a tub of marbles. If you only have 100 marbles in there and you speak to all those 100 people, well, then the same 100 people don't want to hear from you again and again and again and again. You have to keep putting the marbles in to top it up, to make it bigger, because your odds are going to be so much better.
Absolutely. Rachel, before we go on, what would you say to someone starting to build their network right now?
Oh, yeah, exactly the same thing. I mean, you've got to send out friend requests. And I guess the thing is, you have to get past yourself, right? And we all go through this. We're like worried what people are going to think. Honestly, who gives a rat's what anyone thinks? This is your business. You're wanting to achieve a goal. Do we care what they think? And honestly, a lot of people that show an interest in being negative to anything you're doing, you don't want them in your team anyway. A lot of people will be they might have a comment or two to say about you, and that might turn you off. You might get one knockback and think, I can't do this. You've got to get tough and you've got to realize that it's business. It's like if you had a shop, you're going to get people that come into your shop and some of them won't like what you've got and they'll walk out again. The same thing happens on social media. Let them walk out because you just want to attract the people that are going to like you and buy your products off you. But you've got to get really, really good at not giving a shit about what anyone thinks of you. And honestly, nobody really cares anyway.
Absolutely. I have a friend who's starting a Bikram yoga business, and she told me the other day that she didn't want to do a group chat because she felt like people would think that she was, hounding them to tell them to come to her class. And I was like, I said, you know what? I'd want that because I want the reminders. I want to know that someone could pick me up on the way. I just viewed it in a totally different way. And so what she's thinking is just from her own history and her stories that she has in her own head about what people think. And but I know that people want community, and they want reminders, both those which would come from that chat.
And I think the thing is too, if you're passionate about your business, if you're passionate about, yes, I want to leave my full-time job. Yes, I want to earn enough money to replace my partner's income so he can leave his job, then you have to commit. And if standing between you and your level of commitment is worrying about what people think, then that's a big, big thing that's going to hold you back. And once you let go of that, once you can get in front of I suppose the camera, once you can just let it all hang out, then honestly, the sky is the limit. You are just going to zoom to the top. So don't make things perfect. Don't worry about what people think. Send out the messages. Who cares if someone blocks you? It's not the end of the world.
Yeah, absolutely. And you just look at Rachel and Belinda, who you're hearing from tonight, who really are rocking this business. Rachel was invited to talk at the US call the other night at all the US leaders to share her stories about how she runs events. So imagine if we hadn't talked to them back then and hadn't showed them what was possible, then they wouldn't have this. So just think about it this way. If you're hesitating to talk to someone, what if this is the absolute answer for them? So don't put it on yourself to make a choice for them. Just let them know, and the choice is theirs. Okay, so what type of content and how often do you put out there? So let's start with you, Rachel, and then come to Belinda. So what type of content do you think really works? And how often do you put content out there on your Facebook and your Instagram?
Well, for me, you've got to alternate it. You can't just do all isogenics or all posts about buy this, I'm selling this, because people will just gloss over it, right? You've got to have a combination, as Belinda said before, of lifestyle. You've also got to provide value as well. And value can be in the form of even entertainment. It doesn't have to be like a tip on something or a recipe. It can be anything, that provides the viewer with some kind of emotional reaction to it. And then, of course, you've got the before and after posts and the post selling. With regards to how often, the more you can post consistently, the better. So if you can post consistently every single day, then do that. If you can post consistently 3 times a day, then make sure you can every day you can do 3 times a day. But just keep it consistent. The algorithm likes it when things are in a bit of a pattern and keep showing up. The other thing that's really important is to like and comment on other people's posts, because then your posts show up in their feed. And the other thing that's important too, when you send out a personal message to somebody, the chances of them going, oh, who is this? And then they go check out your profile. And then again, when someone's checked out your profile, it shows up in your feed, in their feed more often. So you're basically opening the door to your business when you message somebody so they can see what you're doing. And then really important thing is to make sure you've got a pinned post to tell people who you are, what you do. And if you're not sure what a pinned post is, we can chat about that. But really important, it doesn't have to be the best pinned post on the planet, just a little bit of information about who you are and what you do. And different people are attracted to different people. So certain people that I attract to enroll with me won't be attracted to other people. Some people like, someone that's new because they're kind of a bit uncertain. They want to join with someone that's new as well. And, so don't prejudge, get out of your head and stop thinking that I'm not good enough or no one's going to like me. And the other thing is too, if you get crickets on your posts, it doesn't matter. In fact, that is 100% normal. If you were getting a bunch of reactions on every post you did, I'd be like, that's not normal. Normal is a post and then crickets. Totally. Unless it's a value post or a lifestyle post, you'll get a bit more interaction, but nobody comments on business posts. It's just the way it is.
Yeah. But they're still watching.
Yeah.
Belinda, so what do you find? Like what's been something recently that's just gone, you've known it's got a lot of attention, and how often do you post? Tell us a little bit about your strategy.
I definitely post at least twice a day. Consistency is the people that are posting great content, not perfect content, but human connection that feels human. They're the people that are winning online. Storytelling, having that emotional connection where people can really relate. Education, behind the scenes, people love seeing all that stuff in the stories and results. uh, yeah, people want to cheer you on as well. So vulnerable posts, because as I said, again, people want to cheer you on, but the consistency is the king. Because if you check out and don't post for a week, 3 or 4 days, to me, your shop is shut. I'll be like, are you still doing it? Why would I even get you to coach me? Because you're not even showing up on social media to build your business. Uh, yeah. So consistency is everything to me.
So what advice would you give someone who says, well, I can't post about the business because I'm not doing it yet?
So you share your journey because I said people want to cheer you on, you know, share other people's results. Okay. It's where you want to be. Um,
There's no right or wrong. If you're talking about a product that you're using or a transformation or something that makes your skin glow, that's the business. So
yeah.
it doesn't have to be, this much money or, it doesn't have to be anything like that. Just keep it light and keep it kind of, as raw and interesting as possible.
If you're brand new in the business, the number one thing I would say to you is do a 30-day reset and share your whole journey in stories. Hey, my morning routine today is creatine, hydrate, ionic shot. If you do that every morning, people are going to watch. By the end of 30 days, do you think they're going to be messaging you and you're like energetic and doing all this stuff and losing weight? Do you think they're going to be messaging you because they want what you want? If you don't post that, how do they know unless they see you? And that's what I love about social media is that you can reach people globally and build your business so much faster than talking to 5 people in a month that you see or hosting an event. So yeah, definitely.
Absolutely. And it's just really knowing that the results that you will get in that first week. Like we got a message in one of our group chats today of a lady who said, I've got more energy and I'm sleeping better. I'm feeling great. And she's 1 week in. And I won't even go into what she was doing at the weekend, but she was an ultra marathon and she was not running it, but she was helping at it. And you know how exhausting that is. But that's how she's feeling after just a week on our program. So when you hear that result, whether it's someone within the team that you hear their result or it's your own, shout it out because that's what people want to feel good. Okay, so the last thing is when you start to get this interaction, how do you turn that into conversations? So let's start with you, Belle, and then go to Rach. How do you convert that into conversations and people who you're actually doing business with?
I think for really asking, the best conversation is to ask questions, to really have an understanding about what they're going through right now, and that they feel like they're being seen and heard and not just a transactional and that you're chasing the sale. So I ask questions, I listen, I always, yeah, just really finding out why they want to do the business or why they want to lose weight. How would that make them feel? Yeah, understanding and seeing if it's a really great fit and also making really strong recommendations that, especially with their health, that fits their goal because not everyone is wanting to lose weight.
Yeah, absolutely. And Rach, what about you? How do you convert? I know you're on the phone with a lot of people often. So how do you get them on the
Well,
phone and offline?
Well, I quite often will, enroll online and then connect with them offline afterwards to step them through the program because I think it's really important to build that relationship. Because a lot of people aren't always happy to chat to someone they don't really know at the start. But what I was going to say is for people that are new, think about it like you went to see a really good movie and you love it, and you're just saying to someone, "Hey, I went and saw The Devil Wears Prada too. It's so good. You should go see it. It's just hilarious," right? So you think about how naturally that comes out. It's just like, by the way, and then what do you do after that? You go, "Did you go see it? Did you like it as much as I liked it?" So you follow up. So I don't know why people think this is weird mentioning it to people because it's only weird if you make it weird, if you know what I mean. So just be genuine. Started this program, it's bloody amazing. Everyone needs to do it. If you want more information, reach out. Or if you don't know anything about the program and you're brand new, just basically say, "I've got a friend that knows all about it. I'm going to put you in a chat, you, me, and her." Don't ask them, just say, "I'm going to put you in a chat and then let me do it all for you." And that's this simple, easy way to do it. And it's just step by step.
Hmm. Absolutely. I look at what I've been noting a few things down, and these things aren't complicated. They're not rocket science. Post daily, start conversations, follow up. So don't just leave people hanging. It's rude not to continue a conversation. If they've asked you some information, you've sent it to them, then follow up and ask them what they thought about it. What was the thing they enjoyed the most about the video you sent them? Learn something new daily. This hasn't actually come up, but there are so many. You can just go into Spotify and put in there isogenics, business, and you'll find different audios that you can listen to of people talking about what's worked for them. And we will share a lot more of those over coming months. Build a community, build people around you who want to hear from you and want to, be around you and show up even when you don't feel like it. If you really want this bad, so whatever you put in the chat at the beginning of what you really want, that new car or that new house or another holiday or whatever it is, if you really want it, then do the work. Show up and do the work. And I know that Rachel and Belinda would absolutely agree with me on that. So I just wanted to just show, Belle, well done. Okay, so if you upgrade to associate, you get a 10% discount codes. So you can help, that gives you the opportunity to upgrade. So anybody who already is an associate who's watching this call. And also we have this offer for you. And this came out last week for the boot camp. And it's right through till this coming Thursday night. So if you weren't on the boot camp, they've done an incredibly generous thing for you guys who've come on tonight. So by coming on tonight, you actually get this offer, but you cannot share it on your socials. So right now, if you've got someone who is interested, you're able to offer them that extra tribiotic. And before I want to just what I want you to do now, it depends on how you've got your screen shared up, but I'm just putting mine on gallery and I've got everybody on here. So take a screenshot. So if you don't know how to take a screenshot, then just use your camera and do a selfie with you like this, or, anything like that, so that you can actually share that. There's a first post that you can do. I was on this call with this great, awesome group of ladies and learning so much. I love learning new stuff. So even if it's something just like that, thanks, Belle, for doing one. And the last thing, we will stop recording now because what we're going to do is draw out. So, Belle, have you done a spin the wheel by any chance?
No.
No.
Well,
We've been too
while we're
busy. I
maybe
can't
we'll
find the stop button either. It's not that.
Oh,
Why
stop
don't, Mel,
recording.
you do the spin the wheel and we'll
Yeah,
ask
I can do it. I've
open.
done it. I've done it. Stop
Okay.
recording. Done.
Okay.
Yeah.
While we're waiting, does anyone have any questions? Anything they'd
Okay.
like us to elaborate on? Anything they're not sure of? Who has no idea what an associate is?
Is Neil there?
No.
No.
I've got a way. We'll do it. It's okay.
I was
I'll
going
do
to
a
say
spin the wheel
someone
on my
choose
phone.
another.
I have one question
Great.
Yes.
with regards to the cycles, and you're saying that you've got to be active every month. What happens if someone drops off for a month and then comes back on, or pushes it out past that month?
They lose the volume. So say if you had a great business and you don't place an order on the 30 days, or it might be a bit after that, you'll lose, everything flushes away, goes to zero. When you put your account active again by placing an order for 100 business units, you start accumulating again. Okay, does that
And
make
can
sense?
I just reinforce that? I had someone who's in a great position with our business and they stopped ordering for a couple of months and they've just started and they've already accumulated 19,000 points and they've just been active again for two weeks. So it's
But
very
they're in a
easy for
great
us to
position in
be,
the business though. So
yeah,
if you're a brand new person
yeah.
and haven't got that depth, there is no way I'd don't ever let that go.
Yeah.
Like,
Can I also just say as well, just remember, guys, you have a shop, okay, and you have a warehouse that you have access to of everything is 25% off retail. So if there's anything you can buy from your shop, do not go somewhere else and buy it from someone else's shop. When I say someone else's shop, I'm talking like Chemist Warehouse or Woolies or anything like that. So if you're buying energy drinks from the supermarket, stop and buy BEAs from your shop because you're getting value from that and commission, and it's an easy way to keep your 100 QV up for the month. It's not hard to spend that amount of money if you start getting really critical about what's in your shop and what you're buying from other shops where you don't need to.
the biggest thing that for me is if minimum standard is to sign 5 customers a month, because that is going to qualify your account for free. We cannot believe that. When we found that out, when they introduced it a few years ago, we actually said, let's not tell corporate because we don't think they know. Like, it is crazy. I don't know any other companies that do it. So they're going to say to you, sign 5 customers. I'm actually going to give you enough coupons in free product for you to qualify your account, to keep it active for another 30 days, to get you better results, to use the products to go and find more people. Like, it's such a smart business strategy. And you can do that with your customers. But it just blows I just did it today. I ordered 3 boxes of collagen and a box of adaptogen because all the kids use it. And I'm like, that is free. And I've just activated my account for free. I didn't have to pay over $200. It just blows my mind.
So with the cycles, so are you saying that like every week if you don't cycle but you got volume there, I know that just goes over to the second week and the third week, but obviously the fourth week you've still got to be active to get that. What happens when you get an email like saying, this customer is about to lose their volume, or they have volume accrued?
Yeah.
They're back
So
on.
what it is, it's saying to them, oh, you want to go, Heather?
No,
You go.
Okay. I love this question because for new people who are not yet associate, it's really important to watch this one. So for 3 months, they keep accruing volume, even though whether they order or not, whatever, as a new customer for 3 months, they will accrue volume if they're in a position where there's people within their business underneath. After 3 months, they stop accruing the volume. But it stays there. So there might be a couple of 100 points, a couple of 1,000 points, whatever. It stays there. And at 6 months, it is wiped. So that's gone. It goes. And so that's those emails that you get. So if you get the email reminding you of the 3 months or the 6 months, it's a great time to reach out to someone and say to them, hey, Angela.
Also, I usually say,
Talking
hey,
Angela Boyd
yeah.
there. Hey, Angela, you just by being active and you've been enjoying the product. So I just wanted to point out to you that you've accrued some points. You can do a screenshot of it. And if all we could do is upgrade you to associate and you'll hang on to those points. And as I know can see, you're going to order regularly. And then when you're ready, if you wanted to, you could start building the business and you'll have something there for you. So it's a great trigger to have a conversation with them about upgrading to associate. Okay, does that make sense? Okay.
There's
It's a
lots of
great way to have a conversation because
Yeah.
people say yes or people say, no, but
Yeah.
it's a great way.
Yeah.
And look, there's so much there's so many little things, right? There's so many of these things that are available to us. And it's just important to keep asking questions because you can't absorb everything at once. We'll tell you something and you'll be like, that didn't make sense. But then 3 months later, you go, oh, I got it now. So don't be afraid to keep asking.
Mhm. Okay. Any other questions before we draw out? We've been given a shake.
Can I just say something as well,
yeah.
Heather?
Yeah, go for it.
Darlene, the importance as well of we've got that customer rewards program as well. So I've just seen one of my customers receive that. And so because she ordered so many months in a row, she got a $25 coupon. I don't know how much that is, but yeah. So you want them to keep ordering. That's the goal, right? Always ordering 100 points every month. So that rewards program as well is a great way to communicate with them. And I also talk to them about what are the non-negotiables that you're going to be having. My non-negotiables are this, 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 this. But if they can't afford it as well, that's when you can say, would you like me to show you how, I get the products paid for? It's to start off, it's quite simple.
Awesome. So, for taking the time to come on here tonight, I'd like Belinda and Rachel both to pick a number and pick a number between 1 and 8, and then I'll tell you, and you can choose someone wants to do the hydrate and someone wants to do the chocolate shake.
I'll do
Okay,
that.
so I just tell you my number?
Yeah.
6.
Number 6. And what is number 6 winning?
Shake.
Okay. And is she still on? Is Rachel Latham still on? Can you see
Yes.
her?
Oh, you
Yeah.
always win, Rachel.
So Rachel's won a chocolate shake. And
Yeah.
I have to say that Rachel has been really a trooper, hasn't she, lately?
Yes.
Is in hanging in there through all sorts of stuff going on. So good on you, Rachel.
Yeah, I'm
In
here
recovery mode.
Yay, there she
in my
is.
PJs.
Congrats.
Thank you for joining us.
Chocolate
Thank
shake coming
you.
your
I'm
way.
on bed
Okay.
rest, but here in my PJs.
Good
Love
work.
it. Chocolate shake coming your way. And another
And
number.
just while we're here, I just got my protein water that you ordered, Belinda, for me.
So good,
How
isn't
good
it?
is
It
it?
just arrived an hour ago. So look at it in my wine glass.
Oh, nice.
I'm obsessed.
How
And,
yummy is it?
Superstar. Belinda had to order it for me so I didn't miss out because I was in theatre. So she did all my ordering and I got my special too delivered. So thanks, Belinda.
You're welcome. My number is 4 and the winner gets the hydrate.
Okay. And that is Kylie. Is
Oh,
Kylie still on? Is she still
Yes, Kylie
Kylie
Lynn.
Lynch.
on? Kylie
Yes.
Lynch. Yay.
Well done.
So
Yay.
Kylie,
Thank you.
hydrate. Hydrate for you. So Kylie Lynch is getting the hydrate. Well done, Kylie. And Rachel Latham, chocolate shake. That's the kind of thing we can do. But more importantly, you can give away Tribiotic. It's one of our best products. I help people all the time do a month on Tribiotic. So if they're starting on a 30-day reset and they can have the Tribiotic at the same time, they're made. So get out there and share that right through till Thursday night.
Awesome.
And watch the boot camp if you haven't already. and also be on the next boot camp for Thursday night.
Because they'll have another special, guys, and that's really good. And you'll get to hear the compensation plan from Kate Harrison. She is the comp plan queen.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Okay, guys, good night. See you all later.
Bye. Thanks for jumping on.
Bye.